How do we know the exact weight of a cloud? Why do we say we sleep like a baby when babies wake up crying every 2 hours? If the universe is expanding, what exactly is it expanding into? And seriously, how on earth did people stack 70-ton rocks 4,000 years ago without cranes or trucks? Welcome to Midnight Questions, where we explore the random, mind-bending thoughts that flood your brain the moment you hit the pillow. If you're new here, hit subscribe so you don't miss our future late-night explorations. To grasp the problem, look at the Great Pyramid of Giza by the numbers. We're talking about 2.3 million individual stone blocks. Some of them weigh up to 70 tons, stacked perfectly to a height of nearly 500 feet. If a modern crew tried to build this today using advanced cranes, lasers, and heavy trucks, the logistics would be overwhelming. Yet people executed this millennia ago using supposedly nothing but basic hand tools and wood. The physics don't align with the historical narrative. The textbook explanation goes like this. Workers carved massive stones miles away, floated them down the river, and dragged them up a giant dirt ramp using ropes and wooden rollers. But look at the basic physics. Lower a 70-ton load onto a wooden log, and it's instantly crushed into splinters. Then consider the ramp's geometry. To reach the 500-foot summit, a dirt ramp would need a footprint 10 times larger than the pyramid itself. Building an earthwork of that magnitude requires millions of tons of soil. Yet archaeologists have never found a trace of it. There is no missing dirt anywhere near Giza. When the mechanical logic of brute force fails at every step, we are left with a clear conclusion. Our basic understanding of this ancient wonder is missing a key piece of information. First, let's rule out the fringe ideas. No aliens and no ancient giants. We have their mummies and their coffins. These were average-sized humans, exactly like us. The real issue is precision. Carving 2.3 million hard stones with basic hand tools takes an impossible amount of time, and carving them so perfectly that you cannot slide a razor blade between the finished joints is a mechanical absurdity. This forced modern material scientists, like the French chemical engineer Joseph Davidovits, to ask a different question. What if we are looking at a false solid? What if they didn't carve these stones at all? Recent microscopic analysis of the pyramid blocks revealed a high concentration of water trapped within the rock. Natural limestone is formed over millions of years of geological pressure, a process that forces moisture out of the stone until it is almost entirely dry. This chemical signature suggests the material didn't form in the earth, but was instead created through a hydration process. It points to the stones being an ancient geopolymer, a synthetic rock created by a chemical reaction between minerals and water, much like modern concrete. The chemistry is elegant. The Egyptians crushed soft limestone into rubble, then mixed it with clay, water, and lime. This created a wet, workable slurry. This changes the physical labor entirely. Rather than dragging massive monolithic rocks across the sand, workers simply carried this wet mixture in small, manageable baskets up the structure. Once they reached the working level, they poured the slurry directly into perfectly square wooden molds set exactly where the final block needed to sit. Left in the sun for a few days, the wet mixture dries. A chemical reaction hardens it into a block that looks, feels, and behaves exactly like natural solid rock. Using a liquid solves every logistical mystery. It eliminates dragging 70-ton blocks, avoids wooden rollers, or a 10-mile ramp. And it guarantees razor-thin joints, because liquid naturally fills out the exact shape of its container. The ancient Egyptians solved a seemingly impossible mechanical problem through chemistry. By pouring these stones, they successfully engineered and utilized a massive scale of concrete thousands of years before historians thought the material existed. And that answers our midnight question. Sometimes, a mystery seems unsolvable only because we accept a false assumption as a fact. Here at Midnight Questions, we explore the strangest thoughts that keep you awake. What is the weirdest question that has ever popped into your head in the middle of the night? Let us know in the comments below so we can answer it in a future video. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. See you next time.